What's the dumbest way you've gotten a scar? I have a scar on my forearm from a weaponized paper airplane. I taped razor blades to it and launched with a rubber band. Sadly, this happened when I was 22, in the Air Force as a 3DOX2. It sliced my forearm open on launch. I enlisted the help of another member of our shop to help me destroy the evidence and drive me to the base hospital to get stitches. Science. Don't touch the iron, it's hot. Can't be that hot. Narrator, it was. You should have checked your tag to see at what setting to set the iron for human skin. Oh, so that's what skin tags are for. Boys from my class were throwing CDs like you throw frisbee. One of those hit me right between the eyes. Still got a small scar there. You should be thankful they didn't decapitate you. I'll make sure to send them basket of fruits or something. I was 7, Mum said, don't use that knife to cut that orange. I used that knife to cut that orange. Things I learned: orange juice in a wound stings, but not as much as the knowledge you can't go crying to your mum. Yeah, can't go to your mom, you don't want to look like an OJ wimp son. I used a pressure washer on my foot. Geez. I pressure washed my entire roof barefoot and hit my feet a few times. I wouldn't think it could scar. I don't have any decent scars, despite being the kind of guy that pressure washes his roof barefoot. Injection injuries are no joke, they can well and truly mess you up. I have one on the back of my hand from rubbing the skin off with a pencil eraser longer than the other kid did when I was 13, just to prove I was tough. Jesus Christ, I have a scar on the back of my right hand for doing the exact same thing probably at about the same age. The school called it the rubber challenge. We called it rubbing one out. Busting a rub. Rubbing off. Oh no, what have I done? My brother, sister and I all have the same kind of scar in our left eyebrow and got them at the same age. My brother opened an empty dresser drawer and smacked himself in the face. My sister ran into a brick wall. And I fell off the couch onto a coffee table. I'm picturing this all happening in the same 5 minutes, and your parents come home to everybody bleeding out. Blood everywhere, kids quietly playing video games in the living room, bleeding profusely from their heads. Kids, were you copying Mortal Kombat again? I was trying to squeeze between two cars. One of the cars must have had a jagged bumper because it sliced a 2-inch gash in my leg. At first I was thinking you were driving a car yourself and wondering how the heck you scarred yourself while inside a car. He was the car. Car to human conversion therapy is rough. Edit, RIP my inbox. For my 8th birthday, a classmate got me something like a grow your own stalagmite kit you could buy at educational stores. Apparently, the purpose was to add water to some powder material, and use a funnel in the kit to drip it down to make your own cave features. Exciting, I know. Anyway, I kept it and the other birthday presents I got in a cardboard box in my room. Evidently, at some point, moisture got into the box and the plastic the powder was in, and it began expanding. Having nowhere else to go, the stalagmite material oozed its way out through the narrow slits in its box, and hardened into razor-sharp edges. I found this out quite bloodily when I put my hand into my birthday box to grab another toy, and pulled it out with permanently altered fingerprints on my thumb, index, and middle fingers. Ouchies. I got cut by a vacuum. A freaking vacuum. Elaborate my friend. Spider on my arm. Violently jerked arm as an attempt to get the spider off. Vacuum was there. Scar. I was in middle school and we were going to see Coach Carter in theaters with the boys b-ball team. Middle school me was pumped. While in the shower I thought, Coach Carter I bet they do push-ups in that movie. I'ma do push-ups right now. Tried to do a wall push-up. Slipped, smacked my face on the edge of the tub, and split my upper lip open from mouth to nose. Needless to say, did not make it to the movie. 7-year-old me was helping my mum iron clothes. I pulled on the cord, the iron fell and smacked me right in the face. I still have a scar above my right eye. I got Home Alone vibes from that. I got hit on the bridge of my nose by a ceramic toilet seat when I was learning to pee like a big boy. Now I think about it, that's probably the best outcome there. Why was your nose close enough to get hit? I was just learning to wee in the grown-up toilet, and I thought I was clever. Went to my grandparents' old clanker of a toilet without a step or anything. Tippy toes to get any sort of bead on the target. The lid was one of those that you think is going to stay up, but actually needs holding or it falls down. I didn't know this, it fell down. Phew. You could have taken a fatal hit if you weren't defending with the other head. I was headbanging my hair dry in the bathroom. I hit the counter. I was 8. When I deliberately cut myself. Not seriously, I just wanted the word ninja on my hand. Don't ask me why. So I broke my right arm when I was a kid, then decided to put a cast on me. My skin under my cast is so itchy, it's like my skin is alive. When 2 months have passed, I decided to scratch my skin under the cast using a pen since my fingers couldn't reach further areas. While doing so, I accidentally put the pen further away inside that I can't remove it under my cast since I can't reach it. Then I just ignored it after that, thinking that it will be just fine, and I didn't tell that to my parents since they would be mad. After 2 months, they decided to remove my cast since it's already due, but the night before removing my cast, my mom noticed that my arm smells rotten. So fast forward, they removed the cast in my arm in the hospital, then they noticed that the pen was penetrating my skin for months and the hole is about the size of a penny full of pus. I didn't even feel a thing. After that, the hole eventually became a penny-sized scar in my skin. A similar thing once happened to me. I always have an earring in, but since they're small I never take them out or even touch them. A few years ago, I wore it a little too tight, and when I tried removing it, I realized I couldn't. So I asked my mom to help, and she said my skin started growing over my earring. It didn't leave a scar, but I've kept my earring loose ever since. Playing manhunt. Some idiot made the campfire area base. I was running for my life to get there, jumped this huge pile of firewood, tripped over something and rolled right into the fire. It could have been so much worse, but I only burned my elbow and some of my hair. It's been probably 15 years and the scar is only about 3 inches long and 1 wide. I have 2 from when I was a kid. Running around in the dark on a school roof, tripped over and ripped my hand to shreds. Jumping and sliding on a door that had been kicked in, jumped straight onto a nail that went in my knee. I was a stupid kid. What do you mean by, ripped my hand to shreds? Multiple deep cuts. I tried cutting open a lemon with a fork. How did they get the scar? He tried cutting open a lemon with a fork. How did they get the scar? Lemons are sharp. Lazy me liked to iron clothes while wearing them when I was 20 years old. My left arm can testify. So you are the reason for that ridiculous warning label. I gave myself a scar across my eye because I was drunk, watching Revenge of the Sith, and thought it'd look cool. I take it you didn't have the high ground. Don't need it. So many people underestimate my power. Well, judging by the scar, it looks like you shouldn't have tried it. I've got bitten by a guinea pig. Worse than that, a friend of mine was bitten by a snail. Punching concrete. Don't ask why I did it, I have no freaking clue. This is the definition of a 17-year-old boy with his friends. Was about 4, broke a glass jar and sat on it. Gotta assert your dominance. Trust fall with my brother. I trusted him. I fell. Drunk, and leaned down to kiss a strange dog on the nose, of all things. 27 stitches down my nose later. I, too, be kissing bitches. Okay sis, whatever you do, don't put your finger in the boiling sugar because it's real damn hot, and it sticks to you. Puts finger in boiling sugar. I punched a pint glass one night when I was drunk back in college. It ended up slicing my finger really badly, like there was a flap of skin that came up. Went to the bathroom and ran it under water, but it just kept bleeding. I didn't know what to do and was too drunk to try to deal with it, so I just wrapped my hand in a towel and tried to go to sleep. Woke up to knocking at my door and it ended up being security. He followed a trail of blood from the bathroom to my room and wanted to make sure I was alright. I showed him my finger and he was like, come on, you gotta go to the hospital. Dude was a bro and drove me there even though it was like 3 AM. Saw a doctor and he had to give me a bunch of stitches. He said I was very lucky because if it was just a tiny bit deeper I would have probably had done permanent damage and lost mobility of the finger. Now I have this scar on my finger shaped like a Nike swoosh to remind me not to be stupid and try to fight glass. My mother and brother were arguing about ice cream cone sizes, so my brother stormed off. I followed him back to a villa thing we were staying at. He didn't have a key and we didn't want to wait, so I just punched through the glass in the sliding door to make an entrance. There were probably 1,000 other safer ways to do it, but it just seemed the quickest. Freaking ice cream cone sizes, man. I don't know if I've ever been so mad that I'd punch a glass door just to get inside. You just have been livid about those ice cream cones. Changing tire on my GF's best friend's Audi. Had angrily argued, I'm a man, I don't need no help, when GF asked to assist. Jack was on oil-soaked asphalt. Right as I went to remove the tire, creak wham. The jack slips, and my hand is pinned between German-crafted metal fender well and a tire. My GF runs outside to see why a little girl screamed, finds me stuck. Pain significantly increases my tonal range, apparently. Pulls on car desperately, no luck. Consider that I may have to wait for AAA. Heretofore never seen neighbor emerges from apartment, lifts car off about 6 inches straight up, freeing my hand, then disappears not to be seen again. Rushed to the ER by panicky faint at sight of blood GF, then to orthopedic ER somehow missed all the bones, just a flesh wound. 1/0.5 scar to this day. Still with GF, married 25 years. Always let her help if she asks now. Hey everyone, this is Scott from /world. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload.